What is good, my favorite toaster strudels? And if you're listening to this and you've never been into one of my streams for some reason, most likely because you just don't know who I am, I call everybody toaster strudels, and y'all better have that cream on top because we know how much we like that. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Today is currently August 12th, the day of recording today's episode. And it comes with an emotional attachment, this one. By emotional attachment, you'll see what I mean. But, hello, and I hope you're having a great day. This is Formidable, and this is Formcast nearing episode 85. I think this is 84. We're getting close to 100. Season 1. I don't think I'll ever have a season 2. I think we'll just do season 1 and have a million episodes in it. With that being said, I hope everyone's doing well, and thank you so much for listening and downloading the podcast. It is available. Again, I'll remind you guys, every Wednesday, 9 a.m. Eastern, it goes live on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube videos as well. All episodes on YouTube, they do get removed from Spotify and Apple about 3 months after being published. Now today, it's Monday. Mondays are my day off, but I record my podcast. I do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, hang out in some streams, but I also make sure to take the time to go out, and I'm going to go for a motorcycle ride today. It's nice and cool outside, and, maybe play some offline video games. Doesn't happen often, or watch a movie, read a book, just relax, Last night, Sunday night streams, we usually play scary games. Last night, I didn't really have a scary game lined up, so I ended up playing, which is sort of scary because the guy looks a little creepy, Buckshot Roulette, and it was actually quite fun, and it's kind of like gambling because, you just gotta beat the guy. You gotta beat him. You gotta double or nothing beat him. But I couldn't do that. Anyways, not really the point of today's episode. Today's point of the episode is, while we're playing, it offers a lot of time to chat. And a lot of people near the end of stream started kind of just sharing things and just talking about what the stream means to them. And I've talked about this in I don't know what episode, but I've talked about this before. And as a streamer, you're just sit there. You're like, I'm going live. I'm going to play some games, do some just chatting, play some music, do some art, whatever you want to do. And you're just like, I'm hoping people enjoy it. You know what I mean? And, one community member started talking about certain IRL things that they're doing and going through, and how like they just felt really like happy and comfortable and thankful that not only myself but the other people in the stream were so receptive to hearing them out, to chatting about it, to discussing things, to encouraging and motivating them in whatever situation it might have been. And it started bringing out some love towards me for some reason. Gifted subs came through, a nice, very, very, very nice words starting coming through, and I immediately retracted myself, if that's the right word to use. I retreated, I guess. I stepped back and I said, I just don't want to let people down. I have this innate fear of disappointing people. I've gone through a lot in my life where a lot of times I felt, and I know for sure for some of those moments, that I did disappoint people and I let them down. And not to say that I just continuously let people down. I think it just means that I'm human, because we always miss the mark sometimes. But we learn from those moments. And in saying that, I hope I don't let people down, and I hope that I can live up to the amount of support that is received in the streams. A lot more people came out of just seemingly out of nowhere. It's like when you have these conversations, people realize that others feel comfortable to share things and to chat about it. Then all of a sudden, more and more continue to do the same. With that being said, there's some people who shared things like, this stream, if it wasn't for the people that they've met through the stream, they wouldn't have as many friends. They wouldn't have met some really close people. And some of these people are like meeting each other soon and making sure to like meet up in the future. And it just means a lot as a streamer, where people are sharing this moment of, if it wasn't for this place, I wouldn't know these people, I wouldn't feel the way I do, and I wouldn't have been able to get through what I've gotten through. And some of these are pretty deep moments where people have gotten through some pretty low times in life. And I want to use the word low very little here, but it's more just so how there's a cloud above you and you got to get through that cloud, right? and people sharing how they've gotten through it, it just really, really hits home and really hits hard, not only for myself as the streamer and the host of that get together, I guess you can say, but for other viewers as well. Um, we started talking about like what the stream is and all that kind of stuff. And you know, one person was just like, you know, I don't tell many people this kind of stuff, but I wanted to tell my family, you guys. And that really, I think, drove, oh man, just talking about it is quite emotional, but it really drove home the idea that the place that I call work, and I use quotation marks if you're not watching on YouTube, I'm using quotation marks when I say the word work because it's not work. It's, you know, it's my passion. It's how I make my living. But when we use the word stream, live stream, Twitch channel, you know, whatever it may be that you want to use, it's very easy to forget that some people use the word family. You know what I mean? And for someone to want to share such important moments of their life with their family, a lot of people would be like, well, mom, dad, brothers, sisters, cousins, relatives, whatever. But some of those people, what they really mean are the people that they just chat with on a regular basis, sometimes every single day if the person is live, if the host, if the streamer is live on that regular type of basis. But it's pretty crazy when you really think about it. Because for someone to feel that way, it's got to be an environment, a space that they feel so comfortable and so safe in to share that kind of emotion. So when all this kind of came out last night, I was just taken aback. And then people are like, well, you know what? Like Form, you're the host of this. You brought us together and all this kind of stuff. And then love kept pouring in, and it got quite emotional. Like I shed some tears, and it starts to make you think about like your own life and what you got to go through and what you've been through and where you are now. And again, you don't want to disappoint people, but I think at the end of the day, it's really important to remind yourself that the only person that you would really not want to disappoint in life would be yourself. And it would be an injustice to yourself if you just kind of let that go and didn't, you know, focus on what you needed to. And sometimes that is sharing with the club, sharing with the class, and that class and that club and that group, just like it would be in real life. Maybe you go play pool every once a week. Once maybe you're in a bowling league. Maybe you go play tennis with people, pickleball, all that kind of stuff. And it's the same group of people, but it's like your safe place. That for gamers, for streamers, for stream viewers, can be someone's stream. And last night, I was told that that's the place that I offer. And that again, like I said, talking about it is a bit of an emotional process here, but it's pretty crazy. So with that being said, today's episode is just to share that moment, but also to help people realize that as much as the streamer might be the host of the party, the host of the get together, right? That community get together. Hey, you know, 7:30 p.m., the doors open, everyone files in, grabs a chair, sits down, we just all hang out, right? It's kind of what it is. But at the same time, and I made sure to mention this last night, is that just because the streamer is the one opening the doors doesn't mean that we open the doors just for the people coming in, you know, for them to see the streamer and other people. We open the doors very often because it's very sometimes lonely when the doors are closed. It's very scary when the doors are closed, and it's dark sometimes. We might have lights on and stuff, but there ain't no energy, right? There's no connection when the doors are closed. So as much as a streamer opens the doors and people walk through, right? Hit the go live button, people come in, they chat, they hang out, they do whatever they want. That door opens, those big old French doors of the freaking goddamn building open. And the streamer all of a sudden feels not alone, less dark, less stressed, less anxious. And you know what they say about less? Less is more. Less of all that stuff is a whole lot more in life. So it goes both ways. It's a two-way street. And God, am I lucky. So I hope y'all think about that a little bit. And again, if you're listening, you're part of the community, thank you so much. If you're not part of the community, thank you so much for listening. It means a lot. And I'm going to go eat some food now. Got to lighten up the mood a little bit. Appreciate you guys listening and downloading the podcast every Wednesday, 9 a.m. New episodes coming right at you. And as always, well, catch you next time. Cheers.